Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock. Happy Tuesday to you all. So guys, I'm sitting in my truck and it's raining. And if you know me personally, then you know I love rain. You know how much I love rain. You know it can rain every day for the rest of my life and I will be happy. But as I'm sitting here waiting for the rain to slack up, for some reason, rejection, the spirit of rejection keeps coming back to my spirit. Even though I just posted a video on this, I think a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, there are many times that I may not make a recording for like a couple of days or even a week. And it's important to note that I will never ever make a recording if I'm not moved in spirit. I can post 1,000 topics per day if I'm going by my flesh. Because I mean, we have 1,000 things we can talk about, right? But 1,000 topics doesn't mean that it's going to be for someone else. So when I move in spirit, then I'm assured that it's going to touch at least one person. Because it's not something that I'm choosing to do. It's just something that keeps coming back to my spirit. So as I'm sitting in my truck waiting for the rain to stop, this spirit of rejection keeps coming back. So I feel in my spirit that I need to make another video, right? So I don't know if that means someone else would end up seeing this video who did not see the first video, or if I didn't elaborate on it further enough, or I don't know why. I asked no questions. I didn't ask God, well, God, I didn't say, well, God, I just made a video on rejection last week. Like, I'm tired. Like, it's raining. I want to go in my bed and take a nap. I didn't say any of that. It came in my spirit. So here I am. Happy to be here. Well, guys, here's the thing. That spirit of rejection is so deep and it's so planted into people's souls and spirits, and they don't even realize it, right? And again, I'm speaking from, I'm no psychiatrist, I'm in healthcare, but listen, I'm just speaking from my own personal experiences. I'm speaking most importantly through the spirit. So nothing is factual. You may agree with some things, you may not, and that's fine. Whatever's for you, take it. If it's not for you, filter it out, keep it moving, or send it to somebody else who's going through it. But here's the thing, guys, about rejection. Many times I feel like that seed of rejection, again, is from, not always, but from your younger years, from childhood, early adulthood, that type of thing. And it's really, really bad for an individual who've been rejected all of their lives, right? Let me make an example. This is not anyone I know personally, but let me just make an example of when I say rejected all of their lives. So I'm going to make an example of an individual who parents gave them up for adoption, very early on. 3 or 4 months, 3 or 4 months, or even 1 year old. Let's just say, even later, whatever. I'm sorry. And even though that child was loved properly all throughout their lives, but maybe when they became a teen, their adoptive parents, sat them down and had a conversation, letting them know that they had been adopted. And they were not their real parents, and your parents gave you up. Okay, even though that child had been loved on and loved on properly, or maybe even not, but properly, it's still that void of needing to know, why wasn't I good enough? Why was I given up? Right? And then you will have some people who would feel like, well, you had a parent who loved you better than your birth parent could have loved you. Okay, I get that. I do. I get that as well. However, it's still the seed in that individual on why wasn't I enough. Yes, I had great parents. They're probably thinking, yes, I played volleyball. Yes, I went horseback riding. I did all that. But why wasn't I good enough for my own birth parents? Now that child goes off to school, right? College, whatever, goes on, go on with life. That seed of me not being good enough for my own birth parents is still in your spirit. Now, we all know, our early years, 17, 18, going off to school or whatever it is you're doing. Most likely you're going to be hurt by a guy, by a girl. Because, we're all young. We're all ignorant. Like, nobody knows what true love is. Nobody knows how to consider someone else's feelings. So, more than likely, you're going to get your heart hurt. Or you're not going to be treated properly because your 19-year-old boyfriend or girlfriend do not know how to treat you. So because you deal with the seed of rejection from the adoption issue, every time that boyfriend now walks away from you, every time that boyfriend, cheats on you or whatever, because you still have that seed of not feeling good enough, you will do everything in your power to keep that boyfriend or that girlfriend who's mistreating you. Because in your mind, you're looking at it like, okay, I wasn't good enough for my parents. Now I'm not good enough for him. So let me just overcompensate with love, because if I love him more and more and more and more and more, he would see me as good enough. If I accept all his or her wrongdoings, they would see me as good enough. Somebody would finally see me as good enough. Hey, see me. So not even realizing that person who was hurting you, mistreating you, they're dealing with their own stuff. It has nothing to even do with you. It's not that you're not good enough. They're trying to figure life out themselves. We all have our vices. This is a journey for every single individual. That's why even as an adult, we got to stop looking for perfect people. There is no perfect people. All of us are screwed one way or another. Some more than others. But there's no perfect individual. There's no perfect relationship, no perfect marriage. It's about sitting down and learning each other's vices, maybe some maybe some spirits that they might be fighting and things of that nature. And that's in due time, of course. And you work through those things together. But when you're looking for perfect people, there is no perfect individual. I don't care what they look like. I don't care how good they look, how everything seems to be in order. We all have our vices. So anyway, so now, you finally maybe got over this relationship and whatever. That person probably left you, because if you're dealing with the seed of abandonment, then you most times don't even have the strength to leave somebody, right? So that person probably left you. Now you're broken even more. My parents didn't want me. My first love didn't want me. There's a good chance that people in the streets are rejecting you, especially if you're a beautiful girl or a handsome guy. You got people hating on you for no reason, because they think like all the men want you or all the females want you, and now they're hating on you for no reason. And all in your mind, you just feel like, my parents didn't want me. My first love didn't want me. No one in the street will even accept me because I'm different, because they think I'm this dime piece, or they think like I'm this dude that have it all together. And little do they even know that I'm hurting, I'm broken, I'm lost inside, just like them. Now you continue on with life. Now you may enter marriages. You may enter, all this different stuff. You may go apply for a job, and you may be turned down because whatever reason, someone might have more qualifications for you. But you're not going to even see it like that. You're going to just see it as, I'm rejected again. So all of your life, and I can come up with 1,000, circumstances on why you probably were rejected. And I'm here to tell you that most rejected people are set apart. You're set apart for something bigger, something very unique. There's a bigger purpose for you. And as empty as you may feel, as lost as you may feel, it's a time for you to get closer and grow a relationship, a deeper relationship with God. Because when people reject you, God will accept you. Well, God will accept anyone, but it's almost like you're his little special project, because it's like, I've seen you rejected all of your life. So I've been saving all that additional love for you for when you came to me fully. Now that you've came to me fully, I'm going to expose you to proper love. But I'm going to also expose to you why you were rejected. You were rejected to stand out. You couldn't understand it then because you didn't know anything about purpose and calling. But now that you do, and now that I'm guiding you, and now that I'm a part of your life, every single hurt and pain and rejection that you had to experience, it will now be a breeze for you to experience it now. Here's why. Because the higher I take you, people will not understand you. They will reject you. But guess what? You dealt with that hurt early on. So now it's nothing to brush it off. You're used to that. So I had to have you being rejected all of your life so you can become immune to it. Because when I take you higher, right? And all of these people who hurted you and reject you will be able to see me take you higher. And then they will all want to come back to try to accept you. And nope, your goal is not to go back unless God have you to go back to maybe help them come higher. But that has to be a God thing. That can't be your thing. Because sometimes your flesh, because you've been rejected, you will always want to kind of go back. Because you will still have that need to want to feel accepted. But no, you're set apart uniquely. So all that hurt, all that pain, all of that rejection have prepared you now for your gift, for your purpose. Have prepared you for the correct spouse, have prepared you for the correct job, for whatever it is that you're going through or you're trying to accomplish. All of that rejection have prepared you for this very moment. Nope, you cannot go back and heal the wounds of the adoption. You can't go back and heal the wounds of the first love. You can't go back and heal those wounds. It happened. Right? But once you realize that it had to happen and why it happened, that alone will give you closure. Now, you still don't have that closure if you have not tapped into the why to your gift, your calling, and to the why. Meaning you're still trying to, build your relationship with God and figure all this stuff out. And you will get there. You will get there. But once you get that why, it will all make sense. You were not destined to be normal and to be, mediocre. That you're different. You're unique. So you could not fit in with normalcy. That's why you could not be accepted, because you're not normal. You're unique. So he prepared you. So now it's like you have your armor on. So anything that come against you now, it will just literally pounce off of you. Because you're immune to being rejected. So whatever you do, make sure, that you keep growing. Keep fighting. It's a journey. Keep fighting. Keep going higher. Keep going higher. Keep going higher. And let me just tell you, every last person, well, maybe not every last person, but the majority of the people who have hurted you, reject you, even probably the parents that gave you up, when they see when God takes you higher, they will all again start to come back. I said that before, but I'm saying it again because they're going to come back. And when they come back, it's going to be like, oh my God, I've always known you. Well, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. But your challenge is going to be not to get too high and mighty and be like, yeah. Like you gotta find that balance of like, okay, yeah, I see you seeing me now, but I gotta still stay humble. I'm not about to deal with you, right? But I can't get too high and mighty because it's a fine line, and you don't want God to snatch you back because you're acting like you're not used to nothing. That type of thing. But so I just want to encourage you guys, if you're someone who's dealing with that spirit of rejection, I know it's not a good feeling. I mean, I came from a very loving family, so I can't say, how that feels to be adopted. I know many people who were adopted, and from just sitting down with them and counseling them and things like that, that seed of rejection from adoption, like, leaves a void so empty, even when they've had great parents who raised them. They're still dealing with that emptiness. But I'll tell you this, no matter who rejected you, when you finally receive the true authentic love of God to the fullest capacity, man, that love alone will fill any void that you have. So you guys do you guys hear that rain? Oh my God, I'm so in heaven right now. You guys have a great one. Your girl's going to try to take a nap, but I can't even get out of my security code. You guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.